Okay, hold up. You guys, this isn't random chaos or pure luck, right? What you'll see is a totally planned takedown of Russian forces using tiny, cheap FPV drones. Ukrainian crews really get timing, terrain, and enemy moves way better than the enemy knows what's hitting them every hit here. It's a pattern. Forget old school war. Modern warfare is absolutely brutal, right? It crushes any movement or grouping way faster than artillery ever could. We've got this wild new footage, you know? From late 2025 into early 2026, it shows Ukrainian FPV drones relentlessly hitting Russian troops, vehicles, and rocket systems. Seriously intense. You know, what's really wild about these strikes? It's not about big, flashy shows, right? It's pure consistency and super smart moves. These Ukrainian FPV drone crews are absolutely amazing. On November 20th, 2025, they caught Russian forces trying to sneak artillery round in broad daylight, using super predictable paths. Talk about a major blunder. Okay, so on these roads, the Ukrainian guys, they didn't just Russian, right? They really watched the Russian vehicles, figuring out their setup. They sent the drones. Their first move was hitting the soldiers, over 15 guys gone before even touching the big gear. This is so smart, you know, it stops those guys from running off. Only after personnel losses were inflicted did the drones transition to equipment targets. Following the personnel strike, 2 units of heavy enemy equipment were neutralized. By destroying them during movement rather than once deployed, Ukrainian forces denied the enemy both firepower and time. Equipment destroyed on the road never contributes to the fight. After this, the primary focus shifted to the artillery itself. 3 artillery units were destroyed while moving. This is a critical detail. Artillery is most instance, Russian soldiers attempted to disable a drone manually, likely believing it had lost signal or was operating autonomously. However, the Ukrainian pilot was actively controlling the FPV in real time and adjusted the flight path and speed accordingly, neutralizing the threat and continuing the attack. Immediately after this engagement, a second FPV drone was launched from a nearby position. The Russians did not expect another drone to already be in range. This rapid follow-up strike eliminated any remaining resistance and confirmed that Ukrainian drone units were operating in coordinated pairs, rather than as isolated assets. On December 27, 2025, Russian assault troops attempted to move near a river line, likely seeking concealment and a covered approach route. However, the timing of the movement worked against them. By late December, foliage had fallen, eliminating natural visual cover. The terrain offered no meaningful concealment unless troops entered the water, which they did not do. As a result, Ukrainian drone pilots were able to track the group clearly from above. Without foliage, movement patterns were easily visible, and the riverbank terrain funneled the soldiers into predictable paths. Their fate was, as the footage shows, unavoidable. FPV strikes eliminated the group before they could reach any defensible position. In another segment, a Russian soldier attempted to evade detection by standing behind a tree and intermittently peeking out to locate the drone's position. This behavior reflects a misunderstanding of FPV engagement dynamics. Ukrainian pilots maintain visual contact from multiple angles and adjust altitude continuously. Static concealment against an aerial observer offers little protection. The pilot waited, repositioned, and struck with precision, demonstrating patience rather than urgency. Another Russian soldier attempted an even more ill-advised tactic by guiding a drone toward his own position, apparently believing this would overwhelm Ukrainian reconnaissance or confuse targeting. Instead, this reduced the workload for Ukrainian operators who were able to confirm location, altitude, and surroundings without additional scouting. The strike followed immediately. Repeated footage from forested areas shows Russian troops attempting to hide among trees, bushes, and shallow trenches. While these features once provided cover from artillery fragments and direct fire, they offer minimal protection from FPV drones. From above, tree lines become containment zones rather than shelter. Trenches without overhead protection trap personnel, rather than protect them. These supposed shelters became permanent positions in the most literal sense. On December 9, 2025, in the Novka district, a Russian tank advanced toward Ukrainian positions in an attempted breakthrough. The tank was equipped with a so-called anti-drone grill, a metal mesh designed to detonate shaped charges prematurely, and was also fitted with multiple electronic warfare devices intended to disrupt drone signals. Despite these measures, the defenses failed. Ukrainian operators deployed several drones sequentially, adjusting attack angles and targeting weak points. A few well-aimed strikes were sufficient to ignite the vehicle. The tank burst into flames, rendering it combat ineffective. Following the strike, Russian crew members exited the tank in panic and attempted to flee into nearby forested terrain. However, Ukrainian strike drones were already repositioning. The fleeing soldiers were detected almost immediately and neutralized. The engagement did not end with the destruction of the vehicle. It ended with the elimination of its crew, ensuring the tank would not be recovered or repaired. Under the protection of this tank, a Russian cannon had been firing daily on Ukrainian positions. Its destruction marked the end of persistent fire from that location. This illustrates a key principle of drone warfare. Eliminating one asset often collapses an entire microsector of enemy firepower. In another encounter, a Russian soldier attempted to destroy an incoming drone by opening fire with his rifle. While the decision to engage is understandable, the execution wasn't effective. Hitting a fast-moving FPV drone is extremely difficult, particularly in winter conditions when visibility, footing, and reaction time are all degraded. On January 1, 2026, this attempt failed. That same day, Ukrainian reconnaissance detected the movement of a Russian multiple-launch rocket system. Within minutes, the system was destroyed. Mobile MLRS platforms rely on speed and concealment, but once detected, they are highly vulnerable. FPV drones allowed Ukrainian forces to strike before the launcher could fire or relocate. On January 1, 2026, Russian forces also intensified attempts to break through toward Pokrovsk. They deployed large numbers of ATVs, civilian vehicles, and infantry in an effort to mass forces quickly. The assumption appeared to be that Ukrainian units would be less active during the New Year period. This assumption was incorrect. Ukrainian drone units increased sortie frequency on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Guess what? Some enemies got super sloppy, right? Our team totally used their predictable moves, wrecking way more troops and gear than usual. For instance, they rolled in a big rocket launcher. But we spotted it early, zapped it with drones before it could even fire. Absolutely crushed their attack in spirit. November 21st. You won't believe this. The 5th Cove Brigade pilots just had an absolutely insane 10 hours. They found and blew up 5 Russian artillery guns. I mean, these things were hidden, right? Tucked away under trees in camouflage, but our Ukrainian pilots, not fooled one bit. They totally sniffed out those sneaky spots and took them. Wow, these strikes were anything but random, right? We're talking razor-sharp intel. Incredible teamwork, and absolutely flawless execution here. Drone pilots teamed up with spotters and analysts, making sure every single shot really counted. They didn't just smash artillery, but totally wrecked enemy shelters and gear meant to hurt civilians. Seriously, each strike just crippled their operations. Seriously, this footage is just eye-opening, right? Ukrainian drones are absolutely next level. They aren't waiting, they're super proactive, totally exploiting Russian moves, timing, and even their overconfidence. These small FPV drones punish assault attempts before they even start. It's truly mind-blowing how trained crews are delivering effects once only massive artillery could manage a real game. Honestly, air power is incredible, right? Super precise, efficient, and the impact, instant. Believe me, if this keeps up, any Russian move or attempt to hide will hit them hard. Seriously. Want the real scoop? Subscribe.